All right, good evening. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We are here with the Texas Association for College Admission Counseling College Fair. We are so excited to have you participating in this event and appreciate your participation. We have some fantastic schools here with us today, and each will have around 6 minutes to share more information about their institution, but they will be around for the entire session to answer questions. So if you have questions throughout, you can drop that in the Q&A button down below. And we'll be happy to answer those as we go through. So my name is Laura. I'll be your facilitator today. So before we get started, I just have a couple of quick housekeeping items. So you've probably already noticed your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. But again, go ahead and use that Q&A button on your screen to type your questions. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Texas. All right, so with that, I am going to go ahead and turn it over to our first school for the evening, and that is University of Northern Colorado. Take it away.
All righty, thank you, Laura. Let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. All righty. Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Bryson Kelly. I serve as our Assistant Director of Transfer Initiatives here at the University of Northern Colorado. And really what I love about my job is really the fact that I'm an educator and not a salesperson. So always really excited for the opportunity to talk about UNC, what I love about UNC. I'm a two-time alum of UNC and really just who we are. So leading into that, really who we are is we're a mid-sized university tucked in between the Rocky Mountains and Colorado's beautiful high plains. So we sit at an elevation of just over 4,500 feet. As a university, we have over 100 different undergraduate programs and 120 plus graduate programs. So definitely there are a lot of different opportunities for you to not only finish your bachelor's degree, but maybe even pursue a second bachelor's degree along with a master's or doctoral degree. UNC consists of 5 major academic colleges, and some of our most popular programs include business administration, nursing, elementary education, psychology, exercise science, and performing and visual arts that really kind of cover a lot of those 5 different colleges, a lot of different opportunities there. As for the institution, a lot of us, as you're hearing from different institutions, we talk about average class size, we talk about faculty to student ratio, but I like to dig a little bit deeper and talk about really kind of what that experience looks like. For me as a student, it was knowing my faculty on a first name basis, meeting with my advisor at least 3 or 4 times a semester, working on research with them, even playing some pickup basketball down at the rec center with some of my faculty members. And really all of that led to receiving the academic and social support that I needed to complete my degree at UNC. Now, why do our UNC students choose to be Bears? So here's a lot of different reasons. The first thing is that community. We find that once you find that niche and find that community, that sense of belonging, it's very easy to be able to find that. And that really leads into the size. We sometimes joke around and say Goldilocks went to UNC because it's not too big, not too small, it's just right. It definitely goes along with the Bear theme. That leads into also the location. I love how well located here in the city of Greeley UNC is. So we're very close to the mountains. We're very close to Denver, the Denver International Airport, Red Rocks Amphitheater, which is one of my favorite music venues to be able to experience some concerts, as well as a lot of the different ski areas within Colorado. With the academic side of things, we were founded as a state normal school. So our original mascot before the Bears was the Fighting Teachers. I know that's super intimidating, but with really the mission of teaching, research, innovation, and access was really kind of at the core as we started as an institution, including with life outside of the classroom. So a lot of different clubs and organizations. I remember when I was a student, was involved in Greek organizations, as well as our zombie elimination club, where we just sat and watched The Walking Dead every single week. So a lot of different ways to be able to get engaged from an academic standpoint, from a wellness standpoint, as well as a social standpoint as well. Lastly is just the return on investment. 88% of our students are placed within 6 months of graduating, and many also go on to graduate school and pursue different master's and doctoral degrees to get into their directed career field. Now getting into a little bit of the numbers, as for our tuition and scholarships, So for our undergraduate tuition rates, the rates that you see right here for the Colorado resident, WUI resident, and the non-resident for folks that are going to be in Texas, that is based on, that's the yearly tuition that's based on 15 credits per semester. Transfer students are not required to live on campus. So that on-campus housing and meal plan, you can take that off if you don't want to live on campus, but there's a lot of different opportunities, whether it's university-owned housing, university-owned apartments that we have across the city of Greeley. What I love about that is you have anywhere from you can live anywhere from a 5-minute walk to a 20-minute drive to campus. So there's a lot of different opportunities. We also offer transfer admission-based scholarships in 3 different levels that are based on your cumulative GPA from all of the colleges that you've attended. As for how to apply and how to get started, so you can complete the application at our website, which is our BEAR application, or you can also complete the common application. So either work for UNC, you can pay the $50 application fee, or coming up on April 15th, we will have a free application day. So you can use the code UNC Free App Day to apply for free. As for transcripts, you'll send your official college transcripts, and depending on how many credits that you have at the high school level, whether it's less than 24, or at the college level, whether it's less than 24 credits, you'll submit a official final high school transcript. More than 24 credits, you'll do just a proof of graduation, which is easy as a picture of your diploma. If you have an associate's degree already, you don't have to submit your high school transcript, or if you're pursuing a second bachelor's, don't have to submit that either. As for the most important piece for a transfer student, the transfer credits, we use Transferology on the front end, so you can check out what courses look like to transfer. But then once admitted, our students get a full transfer equivalency report, so we can get you connected to your academic advisor and be able to start registering for classes from there and get you connected to orientation. My contact information is at the bottom, and super excited to be here tonight and be able to answer some of the questions. But that's all I have for you, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Perfect. Thanks, Bryson. All right, next up, we have University of Redlands.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kylie Mulder, and I'm the Associate Director of Transfer Recruitment at the University of Redlands. So it seems that we are in the West Room. So head out to Southern California, which is where we are located. So we're centrally located. We are in Southern California. We're just about an hour and 10 minutes east of Los Angeles. We're at the foot of our largest mountain range in Southern California, near Big Bear Mountain, Lake Arrowhead. So if you want to go snowboarding, skiing, we're just about an hour away from Joshua Tree, or that very popular music festival that I think is in a couple of weeks, Coachella. And then you've got the beaches to the south and obviously to the west. So a great centralized location of where our institution is located. Average temperature is about 80 degrees throughout the year. So nice warm weather to be outside year round. We are a private liberal arts institution, and we were founded in 1907. We're still considered a small school, but we really hang on to our mission statement, and that is to educate both the minds and the hearts. So how we're educating the hearts of our transfer students is being in a small environment. Like I shared, we are still considered a small school. We ebb and flow between 2,400 to 2,500 students. But we have a very diverse community coming from all throughout the state of California, the nation, as well as other countries. We are a residential school, so about 70% of our students choose to live on campus, not just the first year, but all years that they're enrolled at the institution. As a transfer student, you'd have access to our apartment style housing versus those that maybe are coming right out from high school. But a great place to be connected on campus, whether you're living there or if you do decide to be a commuter student. Something that we really pride ourselves in is having a global perspective on our education. More than 50% of our students will take that opportunity to study abroad. Lots of ways in which to do that. We have an interesting calendar system. We're on the semester system, but we offer what's called May term. And so for the month of May, you could go on a travel course, which is really appealing for many of our transfer students who are wanting to maintain a 2-year timeline for their graduation rate. We also pride ourselves in being a community that is for others. And part of that is through service. So we've been on the Presidential Honor Roll years after years for completing a lot of community service hours. It's actually part of our general education requirements, but I think that we really draw students who are other-minded, other-focused, and giving back. There's a lot of ways to get plugged in on campus, still being a small environment. There's lots of things to join. We have over 120 different clubs and organizations to choose from, whether it's academic based, something that you're interested in, outdoor programs, being that we're centrally located to the mountains, the desert, the beach. That's actually a really popular program to be a part of. Or if there's a club or organization that we don't currently offer, we really want students to be engaged and they can create their own club or organization. So how we're educating the mind. Obviously, this is through the academics that we would offer. Many of you, if you're at a community college, you're getting the breadth of your education. It will be up to us to give you that depth once you're actually focusing in on major courses. At the end of the day, though, we want to make sure that you have the skills to go off and be successful in that next chapter of your life, whether that's graduate school or if you're going to pursue your first career. So we want to make sure that you are a great critical thinker, reader, and writer and have that skill set. The beauty of coming to a place like Redlands as a liberal arts institution is that you are not bound to just your major department. You can be a biology major and be passionate about religious studies and be able to take courses from other areas of campus that aren't related to your major. We really believe that our courses and our education, it's designed to be interrelated. We have over 40 different programs to choose from. Some of our most popular majors for transfer students, communication sciences and disorders. So if you're thinking speech pathology, audiology, business administration, psychology, and then actually we have a really unique program called Health Medicine Society that has become one of our most popular majors for transfer students. We have two different ways in which you can apply in two different timelines as well. We offer admission twice a year for our transfer students, both fall and spring. We have the common application or the Redlands transfer application that can be used. We are doing a holistic review of our applicants as well. So we do recommend that you reach out to professor, have a letter of recommendation. So if someone can speak on behalf of who you are as a college student. Similar to the school who spoke first in regards to those units having 24 or more, we're really looking at the courses that you've completed in college to help make an informed decision. Transfer credit, about 60% of our incoming transfer class is coming from a California community college, but we certainly welcome students throughout the nation. Where you're going to want to look to see how your courses transfer is through Transferology, a great program to input all the courses you've taken and to get an unofficial course evaluation. At the end of the day, though, know that all courses that you've taken that are college level, you've earned C or above, you can transfer those in. 66 is the maximum semester units that you'd be able to transfer in from a community college. Many times we hear private schools are expensive, and I'm not going to look at it. But I'm here to say that we can be affordable and attainable. Our financial aid is very generous for our transfer students. As a private institution, we don't charge in-state or out-of-state tuition. So all students pay the same tuition, a flat rate, because we also have students on campus who are full-time, so not charging per unit. Lots of scholarships available. If you happen to be a member of Phi Theta Kappa, that National Honor Society, we do offer scholarships for transfer students. And then based on your cumulative GPA, we've got scholarships ranging from $10,000 to $23,000. Something that I really like to share is just the community that you will be a part of as a transfer student. We have an entire team that's dedicated to the success of our transfer students and making sure that you have a seamless transition from your current institution to our four-year university. If you have any questions, please feel free to put that in the chat afterwards, and my contact information is on this screen. Thank you.
Thanks, Kylie. All right, and next up, we have University of the West.
Hi, everybody. Thanks so much. I'm going to share my screen too. University of the West is 30 years old this year, located in Rosemead, California. And we are a private nonprofit liberal arts university that's regionally accredited by WASC. Three things that set us apart, I'd say. First off, our costs. We're one of the most affordable private liberal arts four-year universities in California. Our tuition is only $12,765 for an entire year at the undergrad level. And we're generous. We give out every year over $1 million in scholarships and financial aid. Second thing that sets us apart is our diversity. It's a 50-50 split between international and domestic students at U-West. And then third, I'd say personal attention. We're a small school, and at U-West, you are a name, not just a number. The mission of this university is to provide a whole person education in context informed by Buddhist wisdom and values, and to facilitate cultural understanding and appreciation between East and West. Our three core values are character, compassion, and community. On campus, we have residence halls. It's not a requirement to live on campus for freshmen or transfer students. We have basketball court and pool, jacuzzi, natural beauty. Within the bustling LA metropolis, we have an 11-acre campus in the city of Rosemead. And then we're close to other options in highlights culturally in Southern California, like Disneyland and downtown LA, only 10 miles away. Like I mentioned, our diversity, we have 44 countries representing 6 different continents and 31 states in our university, both at the undergrad level and the grad level. Here's a list of just some of the countries that our students are from. Campus life, whether you are a commuter student or a residential student, you are very much involved in the community of what's happening at University West, whether that's Interfaith Week and Common Ground, whether that's student clubs, like starting one or being part of one, service days initiated by students or by the school. And then we have U-West Wednesdays, an opportunity for the entire community to get together and have some fun. One of our MBA alum is a owner of a local boba shop. And so often he'll bring some boba tea to for the students free of charge, which is nice. Of course, at a small school, we're giving you the resources to be as successful as possible, both inside and outside the classroom. So some examples of those would be free tutoring at the Student Success Center. That's not just done by peers, but it's actually done by professors. We have a wellness center that involves free individual or group counseling short-term by a licensed marriage and family therapist. We have career development support. So you're trying to get into school and figure out, what do I want to do with it? We'll help you out with that. And then for students with services for students with disabilities, we can help you get the accommodations necessary for you to be successful. If you do choose to live on campus, we are, again, extremely affordable. It only costs $2,200 for the entire semester living on campus in a double room. And there at the bottom of this slide, you'll see our U.S. tuition is $12,765. We also offer scholarships. The Meta scholarship is $6,000 per year. We didn't take that name from Facebook. We like to think that Facebook took it from us. Meta in another language means loving kindness. And so that's very much a part of who we are. So if you were able to get the full Meta scholarship, that would mean that $12,765 would only be $6,765. And then also, if you are a DACA student, a DREAM student, we have a DREAM scholarship as well. 4 undergraduate programs that we offer: business administration, liberal arts, English, and psychology. The next 3 slides are going to talk about the concentrations of those programs. Psychology, which has no concentrations, therefore it gets no slide. Business administration, accounting, computer information systems, international business, and marketing. All of our tenured faculty in business are also international themselves. English, concentrations in literature and teaching English to speakers of other languages. Liberal arts, concentrations that you choose to make your own, and examples being public relations and marketing, religion or world religions, and psychology. Application deadlines, we're rolling admissions, so we encourage you, get it in by June 15th. But the financial aid scholarship starts getting awarded April 1st. So the quicker you get application in, an application for scholarship, that behooves you more in the process. The cumulative GPA for a transfer student is a 2.0. How to apply? We're on the Common App. You can also apply through applyus.org. And we do participate in the associate degree for transfer. So if you have that, then you're guaranteed to bring in 60 units at least. My name is Justin, and I'm excited to be here and talk with you about our school. I'm going to drop my information in the chat for everybody to have. And thank you very much.
Thanks, Justin. Appreciate it.
Mhm.
All right, moving right along. Next up, we have, looks like, I'm so sorry, I lost my window there. We have University of the, sorry, you just went, University of the West. We have Western Colorado University.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Laura. Hello, everybody. My name is Alejandro. Yes, that's a little difference. No, I do not have two first names or last names. You can call me Alex, Al, whichever works best for you. I'm a regional director of recruitment for Western Colorado University. We are a four-year public liberal arts institution that's located in the hearts of the Rocky Mountain in Gunnison, Colorado. Just to give you a little perspective of where we're located about 3.5, 4 hours south of Denver. We're in a very neat location. We have Crested View, which is about 30 minutes north of town. Crested View, I wouldn't say your typical mountain town that has been taken by tourists, but it is kind of a tourist attraction. You can ski and snowboard there, hike, fly fish, a lot of things to do out there. We have Harmon's, 5 miles south of town, largest outdoor recreational area in Colorado. It's over 8,000 acres. And we also do have Blue Mesa, which is about 10 miles west of town. It is the largest body of water in Colorado, over 20 miles long, and that's where your water activities will take place. So there's a lot of things to do outdoors. In a way, all your Colorado things to do. So there's always something going on off campus, but also on campus. We have over 50 clubs and organizations. These clubs are student led, and student government allocates about $350,000 in all the clubs at Western. So you have your academic clubs that run in conjunction with an academic program, like your psychology club, pre-health club, a sociology club. And then you have your passionate and interest clubs, which I would say those are pretty explanatory. One of the biggest clubs on campus, and one of the ones I was very involved with when I was at Western, was the Multicultural Center. You don't need to be a certain background or ethnicity to join any of the clubs from the MCC. Their main objective is to promote and educate the student body on the culture. And they do host live events, and they also, I would say, have probably the best lounge on campus as well. We do compete in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference at the Division II level. We do have mountain sports and club sports. Mountain sports and club sports still committed, but they do have a fee. That fee just for transportation, paying the coaches, the equipment. Mountain biking, I would say that's our bread and butter. We are surrounded by 1.7 million acres of public land. So when it comes down to Nordic skiing, mountain biking, we're nationally recognized for those. We also added rock climbing and freestyle skiing and snowboarding to the list. Might have been 3 years ago or so. And of course, we also do have intramural sports. Something I strongly recommend is gamble with clubs and organizations and intramural sports. And that's wherever you decide to go to get involved with those, it's definitely going to enrich your college experience. We do offer over 100 areas of studies. Some of the top majors on our campus, I would say business, anything with outdoors as well. I mean, we are surrounded, like I said, with so much beauty. And, you know, when it comes down to environmental sustainability, wildlife biology, recreation, outdoor education, those are definitely big programs on our campus. A few others, exercise sports science, education, and also computer science and mechanical engineering, which that's actually a partnership we have with CU Boulder, where you complete your first year with us as a Western student, then you transfer over to CU, but you remain on our campus for those 4 years. That degree is coming from CU Boulder, and you're also getting taught from CU professors that third and fourth year. So overall, receiving that CU education for lower cost on our campus. Now, a few other things, average class sizes at Western, 16 students. 71% of the classes are taught by a full-time professor, and 69% of those professors have tournament degrees. Meaning that you're getting taught from someone you can say has the highest possible degree in their field, and also someone that's fully dedicated to education. You can talk to those professors before and after class or during the office hours, which I think it's very neat, and it's something that's very super helpful as well. At Western, we're also fully dedicated to your success. I mean, we do offer quite a bit of resources. These are some of the resources that we offer on campus. For example, we do have a math and writing center. They're free and they're accessible at any time as well. We have disability services. You'll be assigned academic advisor in your field. That advisor will guide you from your first time, will guide you through time out Western. They'll check in with you at least once or twice. We like to say per semester, but honestly, you'll connect with them at a deeper level that you'll probably see them at least once or twice per week. And then we also have Epic Mentors, which is experience, peers, edition, connection. Basically, every incoming student will be paired with an upperclassman student at Western, and those upperclassmen students will guide you through your first year at Western, making sure you have all the resources to thrive on our campus. So we have low cost, high value, or out of state tuition. You're looking at $18,600. That's definitely below the national average at $22,000. 80% of the students are considered for aid, and 100% of them considered for merit aid. Our merit scholarships for out of state students, if you have less than 24 credit hours, we go off your high school information, so your weighted GPA. If you have over 24 credit hours, we look at your cumulative GPA. So if you have over 24 credit hours, out of state scholarships, you're looking at $45,000 to $60,000 a year for 3 years. If you come in with less than 24 credit hours, those scholarships do range from $8,000 to $10,000 a year, and they go off your weighted GPA, high school GPA. If you don't qualify for any of those merit scholarships, Texas does qualify under the central plates, so you'll be able to pay 150% of Western's in-state tuition, which is going to save you about $4,100 or so. You cannot stack both those scholarships together. Obviously, if you qualify for a merit scholarship, we'll automatically award you with those. Now, how to apply it? If you have less than 24 credit hours, we'll go off your high school information and also your college information. There's an application fee of $30. Reach out to our admissions office and we can waive that fee from our side. If you have over 24 credit hours, the only things that we need is your application and then your college transcripts. That's going to be all. The GPA requirements is 2.3 on a 4-point scale. If you're below that GPA, one of the things that we recommend is submitting any material that will help support your application, whether that's a personal essay, letters of recommendation, resumes, whatever it might be. We'll look at everything you provide for us before we place a decision. One of the biggest things is come and visit us, honestly. To get a better glimpse of Western, we do host campus visits that run Monday through Friday and Saturday upon request. Personally, I do not recommend the ones during the weekends, because you only get a campus tour and that's all. You don't get a good glimpse of Western. The ones during the weekdays, you have an information session, a campus tour, and an optional meeting with the coach, professor, staff, whoever it might be. We can arrange that after the campus tour. If you can't make it on campus during those sessions, we do have preview days, which there are day-long events that include an academic fair. So there's a broader range of things you can do that day. It does come with 1 hour free lodging. You can book that visit at western.edu/visit. And you can also go to western.edu/recruitment events for any virtual events that we have coming up this spring. Here's my information. And if there's anything I can help you with, please let me know. But thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. All right. And then last but not least for this session, we have Northern Arizona University.
All right. Thank you. Let me share my screen really quick here. And if it will cooperate. There we go. All right. So
Jesse, I'm actually not seeing your screen.
you're not seeing it? Okay. Let's try. I'm sorry.
No worries. Take your time.
It's showing that it's sharing on my end. Can you see it now?
I can't, unfortunately.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me. I just tested it earlier. There we go. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Great. Awesome. All right. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Jesse Sims, and I am the manager for graduate and transfer recruitment at Northern Arizona Northern Arizona University in Flagstaff, Arizona. So for those of you wondering where we are located, we are in Flagstaff, Arizona at 7,000 feet above sea level. So we are defying every Arizona stereotype at our location here in Flagstaff. because we are the only city in a state that has never reached 100 degrees, in a city that is known for typically reaching 100 degrees very often. And we also average around 100 inches of snow per year. So it actually snowed yesterday here in Flagstaff. Additionally, we average around 265 days of sunshine per year. So we are one of the sunniest and snowiest cities in the United States. And having 4 distinct seasons means that you have several opportunities to get outside and enjoy the great outdoors. We're about 35 minutes from Sedona and the Red Rocks of Sedona, about an hour and a half to the Grand Canyon, which makes us the closest university to that national park in the United States. And we are the world's first international dark sky city. So this means that we regulate our light pollution and that we can see the stars, typically see the Milky Way at night every time you go outside. And we have several observatories in our area, including one here on campus. And just in downtown Flagstaff is where Pluto was discovered back in 1930. So astronomy and planetary sciences is a very popular major for our students to consider. Now, coming to campus itself, we were founded back in 1899 as a teachers college, and we are a public research university ranked as an R2 institution by the Carnegie Foundation. And we have several degree programs, and I'll touch on those here in a few seconds. But here at the Flagstaff campus, we have around 21,000 students, and around 37% of our students are coming from out of state. And a good portion of those are coming from Texas, but primarily the Rocky Mountain states and the West Coast. Additionally, we are a rural serving institution. We are surrounded by a lot of isolated communities here in Northern Arizona. And we were recently designated as a Hispanic serving institution, which means 25% or more of our student body identifies as Hispanic or Latino. And around half of our student body identifies as first generation. And we have more than 100 tribal nations represented on our campus as well. So we do have different resources to help students from all walks of life to ensure that you're successful whenever you come to NAU. Now, getting into academics, I could spend, of course, a whole hour talking about different degree programs, but we do offer nearly 100 undergraduate programs in addition to nearly 100 graduate programs. But we are primarily an undergraduate serving institution. So most of your classes are taught by full-time faculty members. And some of our most popular majors right now include criminology and criminal justice. As I mentioned earlier, astronomy and planetary science is very, very popular here. We have several health professions that we offer at NAU, both in Flagstaff and down in the state capitol in Phoenix. And we have some areas of study in engineering that are very popular at the moment, especially civil and environmental engineering due to our close proximity to places like Glen Canyon Dam and the Hoover Dam and several solar and wind farms. And we also have the only school of forestry in Arizona. So we are the NAU Lumberjacks for a reason. And of course, I joke, we're the only part of the state where trees grow naturally outside. So there are several different degree programs to choose from. And if you decide that you want to be an NAU online student, we have several programs that are offered specifically online as well. And we would encourage you to apply for those if you feel that's going to be a better modality for you as a student. Now, when it comes to transferring to NAU, if you have a 2-point or higher cumulative GPA on your associate's degree, you will automatically be admitted once we process your transcripts from your current community college. Or maybe you're at a community college or a university and you don't finish your degree program and you decide to transfer to NAU. We will look at a combination of your college and your final high school transcripts, and we'll be looking for a 2.5 or higher GPA from both of those documents that you send to us from both high school and college. Now, we know many of you probably are wondering how your credits will transfer to our institution. So we would encourage you to use JaxPath. This is a website that we have built up from our previous students coming to NAU from other colleges and universities. So you could insert all of your college coursework that you've completed, or even college classes that you're thinking about completing, and see how they transfer to NAU. And if we haven't heard of the class before, or if your college has changed a course number since we last heard of it, you can actually request that that class be looked at, and you typically hear back from NAU in about 2 or 3 weeks after submitting that information. Now, for our tuition and cost of attendance, you would be coming to NAU as a non-resident student, as a resident of Texas, Although we do have resident specialists if you are hoping to move to Arizona for work purposes, or if your parents are moving to Arizona for work and you're hoping to be an in-state student. So we would get you in touch with our student service center to figure that out. But as a non-resident student, you would be paying that non-resident tuition rate. And of course, we want you to consider your additional cost, whether it's program fees, your housing, your meal plans, your books and supplies. So keep those in mind whenever you're looking at colleges and universities and how those expenses can add up. Now, there are different ways that we can help you pay for your education. So there are specific transfer awards. So as a non-resident student, whenever you apply to NAU and you're accepted to the university, we will be looking at your FAFSA information for obviously your grants and your federal loans, but also our need-based awards that are through NAU itself. So the Louis Transfer Award, I believe these go up to around $6,000 for the whole year. So please make sure we receive your FAFSA information. And of course, as I think it was mentioned on an earlier presentation, we do have a Phi Theta Kappa scholarship as well. So if you're a member of Phi Theta Kappa, please apply for that scholarship. And there are other scholarships you can apply for through NAU too. One other thing is I know we have several clubs and organizations to choose from, several organizations to help our students be successful. But one I want to highlight here is Transfer and Online Connections. So they can help you with peer mentoring, having support as a transfer student, and really finding in these sort of resources that you need to be successful here at NAU. So with all of that said, if you do have any questions, please let me know. I have my contact information here on the screen. And of course, you can follow us on social media to learn more about what's happening on campus and how to become a lumberjack. So thank you for being here and have a great night.
Thanks, Jesse, and thank you to all of our schools tonight. So now I'm going to bring us all back for a couple of questions. We'll do kind of panel style here. So what I would love to pitch to the group first, what advice would you have or give to someone going through the college search process, specifically as a transfer student? And if we just want to start from the top there and work our way back through our order.
Yeah, it's a really good question. So I think specifically for a transfer student, the advice that I would give is to really just take time in the process. I think, once we admit a student and give them their transfer equivalency report, we want to be able to educate a student on really what their options are, and really allow the student to make the choice for them. And again, I love being an educator and not a salesperson. And so I think my advice would be really just taking the time to take all of that information in, because there's a lot of great schools in this room, across the country as well, and just making sure that you are finding the right fit. Find that place that you step foot on that campus and you feel like this is a place that you can succeed and call home.
Are you going in order of presentation? I echo the fit. I think a lot of times as a transfer student, at least by kind of numbers, is that a lot of our students will look just locally, but looking at times broadly. The other piece of advice I would have is search for scholarships. Each institution shared that they have a scholarship for transfer students, but that's as an applicant. Go on to sites. This has no affiliation with the U of R, but scholarship.org and be able to really find some scholarships that are going to help you, just because I think we all kind of know that there's maybe less scholarships for our transfer students than those that are coming out of high school.
I would say get on campus, go check out campuses, you'll get a good feel, and also determine what are the most important determining factors for you. Obviously everybody wants to get done as quickly as possible and as inexpensively as possible, but there are things other than transfer units and cost of tuition. So what are the other things that really make your heart beat and get excited to go to a four-year school? Figure out what school has that.
They kind of stole the thoughts I had, but yeah, make sure you visit your top 3, top 5 schools, depending on how many you apply for before you make a decision. Apply for scholarships. I mean, it's not just about what type of school you're looking for, but how you're going to pay for it. But my biggest one, at least for me, is make sure your credits will transfer over. And also, make sure you look at some of those accelerated programs. Sometimes, at least for us, they're called 3+2 if you're coming as a incoming freshman. But sometimes they have a 2+1+2 where you get your associates at a different school, a community college maybe. Then you transfer over, get your bachelor's done, and then you might complete your master's. So if you're, that's something you're looking to get, finish your master's after you're done with your bachelor's, it might be worth looking into what schools offer those type of programs where you can finish your bachelor's and then go on to your master's right away. So, but yeah, great advice, everybody.
Well, the benefit of going last is I can say ditto to everything all of you just said. But I would add on to that, I was a first generation student. I came from a very small school. And so I think finding those resources on each college campus that can meet your needs and help you find your community at your respective institutions that you're considering is going to be really important, because I know I struggled with that, and I went for a more traditional, starting as a freshman at a public university and moving up. But I can imagine as a transfer student, there are some more challenges attached to that. So take advantage of those resources that each university has to offer and find your community on campus, because that will really help you be successful.
Great advice. Thank you all so much for sharing. So we probably have time for one last question here. So I'd love to hear from the group. What's one thing that you want students to remember about your school specifically?
Go ahead and start off again. I think the one thing is we talk about career is never this straight line. It is a very jagged line. And I think here at UNC, there is the faculty, the staff, and other students to be able to support you as a student to really, at the end of the day, define what success looks like for you, because nobody else should be telling you what success looks like. And so that's what I found here, and know that our students absolutely love the community and have a supportive community here to define what success looks like for you.
I think for the University of Redlands, because we are such a small institution, is that you really get to be your own driver in your education. And we certainly want to make sure that students have the ability to have a very personalized and individualized experience, both in and outside of the classroom.
Mine for University of the West would be, there's a spot for you here. So if you think I, didn't get good enough grades, there's a spot for you here. If you think it's too expensive to go to college, there's a spot for you here. If you think I didn't graduate with an associate's degree yet, there's a spot for you here. We're a small school, and like I said, we care about you. Whole person education means whole person application. So we're not just looking at your GPA. We're not just looking at an essay. We're looking at the whole thing. So there is literally a spot for you here.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I enjoyed about my time at Western was you got people from all across the world, not just from the country. And you're in a small town where you build a meaningful personal relationship with everybody. And, you get to enjoy the outdoors while you're getting an education. Everybody on campus and the community, they're super friendly and supportive. And, you can just have fun, enjoy the nature out there, and at the same time get an education. So at an affordable price. So, yeah.
And I would say for NAU, we're focused on your overall wellness. So having the program that you want to pursue, but also the resources to help you be successful. And outside of the classroom with extracurricular activities in such an incredible place with so many natural places to explore, you kind of have the best of all worlds here on our campus.
Fantastic. Well, thank you all again so much for sharing. So I will wrap us up here. So just a couple of final housekeeping things at the end. Just again, thank you for joining us. We will prompt you to go to a brief survey when we close this webinar out. So it's 5 questions. It's super quick, but would appreciate any feedback that you have. We also encourage you to check back the schedule and sign up for more sessions. There is still 1 more remaining tonight, and I know there are more tomorrow as well. But you'll also be able to find this recording as well as all the other recordings available at that strivescan.com/Texas. All right, so again, just want to do one last thank you to all of our schools who are here today. Thank you all so much for taking time out this evening. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.